small cupboard here. Let's see how we get on. I don't think it's too messy. Pile all of the things out that you keep in this cupboard. This is because we had a bit of a slug situation. Poor slugs. It mainly deterred them from coming over the threshold. Okay, let's keep going. Let's do this one in a short space of time. Not too bad. I don't tend to have too much in the way of cleaning product, but basically I try to keep it nice and simple, which is my ethos. Live simply, live well, and thrive. Things are too in need of heavy duty stuff, and I'm not adverse to it, but I try to keep it to a minimum, and I see that as the sort of way forward, the perfectly imperfect method. Now, I haven't gone to the expense of buying lots of plastic baskets. I think obviously sometimes you do need receptacles to put things in. Now this is the washing powder. It comes in that box, so we keep it in that box. It's quite a nice little box there. Can't think where that came from, but anyway, it's quite handy for things like gloves or brushes or things. Little fly things that haven't worked. That's the dishwater rinse aid, and another rinse aid, so we seem to have got two. That can go in there as well. And we've got the plant feed that probably could go in the shed. Oh, there's the milking tablets again. So we are actually quite a tidy little cupboard. There's some little sort of flea spray stuff for flour. Can't remember if we've ever used that. Dishwasher tablets. I didn't have a dishwasher for many years because I stopped having one because I felt that it was unnecessary, that I could wash up and I didn't need one. And just for, I don't know how it happened, somebody was giving one away for free, and we thought, yes, let's have it. And as much as I think I could wash up myself, it is wonderful to have. But then 2 washing up liquids. Oh, hang on, we've got to put in, this is something though, I know it's not so environmentally friendly, but I just find it so hygienic. So I'm keeping that. This is what I have to sort through and put back. Good morning. This is the 3rd video on decluttering, and it's about decluttering a couple of shelves and a couple of cupboards. We're very small house here, so we don't have too many shelves and cupboards. We try and keep everything down to a minimum. Sorry about the light in here. So the plan is to put everything back in a bit more of a tidy order, to remove all the cards, because I like to keep the cards for a while, but to put those away somewhere, or to sort through what not to keep and what to keep, and to wheedle out any books that I don't need, that I can, just to look a bit more aesthetically pleasing at the same time as being practical. Are these things possible? Here's a few books that I definitely don't need. These are very old books, but they are my nan's, given with her gas cooker, approximately 1930, a good basic cookbook. Wow. And this is a dictionary. I'm just keeping them. Maybe they should go in the loft, but well, the loft is a topic. We'll try and, if I can, keep it minimal. But if you look at it in the beginning, I think you'll agree that it's quite a maximalist style in a minimalist house. It's a bit like my capsule, it's a bit like my ocean capsule wardrobe that's full of forest bits. There we go. I'm doing well, but it's quite hard working through what not to keep. All these books that I'm getting rid of. There's no point in keeping them. I've read them. I won't read them again, and somebody else could enjoy them. So, I won't sell them on Vinted. I'm going to take them directly to the charity shop where I got most of them, and they'll bring a little bit of joy. Just bits and bobs of paperwork in. Put that there because of the wire thing. Should be should be some good space because those books are not going on. These are photos I want to keep. Think about that one. Quite happy with that. Just as a side note, it was lovely coming across some photos that I found tucked in a book, and it brought me great joy to have a little shift through them. There were about 5 or 6, and I've just put them back in the bookcase for when I go through them again, so they can bring me more joy when I look at them again. So I suppose there is something about being too tidy. So I suppose if you've got stuff that's overflowing, you haven't seen it for years, it doesn't bring you joy, you're falling over it, and making the shelf look untidy and unusable, or the cupboard, then it does need to be sorted through and disposed of, or given away, or donated. But like that, some photos that were out of where they should be, they weren't in the photo box, but they were just lovely tucked in there. So I think that's quite lovely. I think we can think about not being too, I don't want to say the word rigid, but too perfect in our organisation, because we're just people and we're living in our homes, and our homes need to fill us with joy, make us happy. Yeah. So we don't have to be perfect. We just have to be able to access everything and feel that we've got somewhere to put things if we need to, and that things, I think, look aesthetically pleasing. I think also one of the things with decluttering that we sort of maybe don't think about or don't mention is that when you finish the decluttering and you've got yourself this wonderful cupboard or shelf, you're left with these mini piles of things like here and these books and what to do with them. So just decluttering the shelf and getting it looking all aesthetically pleasing and wonderful is not all the job. I think there's a quarter left to do. This is the understairs cupboard where all the things go that we don't use all the time. And it's the tiniest little spot, and it's going to be quite tricky to work in. So I think the first thing we'd do is move out the things. I don't think you can see down into the cupboard. But I'm actually quite happy with how things are. There are a few things that need to be tidied. I think tidied more than anything being thrown out, though I do have a throw out pile that I've been gathering here. What this cupboard needs most is a tidy up rather than things being thrown away, because it is a cupboard it's very much needed. It's quite tight. There's not a lot of space, and so I do have to keep it in a bit more order. Going to put the baby toys at the back and the Hoover at the back and just tidy that around a little bit. So this shelf here is for things that we don't use. You know what? They should go down lower. But then the things that are lower are plates that I save extra plates for Christmas. and then lower than that are kitchen things that I don't use. So they can only stay there for a little bit longer because they've been there for a while. So if they're not used this Christmas, these things, these two shelves, then they will need to go. But at the moment, I'm going to be happy to leave them there. What I do want to do with that little bit of space there is move some of these things across, because it would be quite handy if we could put shoes there. So let's have a go at that. I've got to that stage in the decluttering when I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. So I shall do quick now, and then have a cup of tea and come back. I think I need to take a breath. But what we don't want, or what I think is for me really important, is that I start a job and then don't feel able to finish it, so I'm left in more chaos than when I started, which I think is one of the fears of decluttering. Like when you get all your clothes out and put them all on your bed, and you're thinking, oh, that's such a mess, I've got to now work it all out, and it's a bit overwhelming. I'm happy with this little collection here. We've got glasses, umbrellas, torches, batteries, candles, and gift wrap, and some cards and things there, so that's fine. Got some more gift wrap here, but as you can see, what happens is when you're in a hurry, you just dump things on top of things. So now for this shelf, now I'm just wondering whether I can move that down to here, whether I could condense it. Okay, what have we got? It's not actually working as well as it should, so I probably do need to get that repaired. Now this might not be a good thing to do, but I was thinking putting that sticks out a little bit. It's not going to be working now. It's not going to work. Sewing machine in here. Whew. Happy with that shelf. Happy with that shelf. Not happy with that shelf. Well, that one, that needs looking at as well. But what I did manage to do was find a little way of hanging these up, so they didn't, well, hopefully they won't get as scrunched. So I will dispose of these. This is where you start just putting things in places. I can go there in case someone needs to put the phone. So I think I'm happy with this shelf. I think I'm happy with this shelf. That all looks very neatly tucked in there. And if I can show you, baby toys and Hoover are all neatly in there. That needs to be accessible to recharge things. And I've got my yoga mat, which there, this area here. Fun. I have to go back here. I don't want to put it below the shoes. Slot my cycling bag in the flowers basket, and it goes on the bicycle. So we go for rides with flower on the bike. Very good fun. She's a little bit big for it, so we do need to think of replacing it. And these are our cycle mitts. So now for this little shoe rack, which we will. Oh look, I haven't worn those. This is the thing. I haven't worn these forever. Honestly, I forgot. I actually forgot I had them. So the only shelf that I'm not so happy with is the plate shelf. Now I might be able to find a place for them to go in the kitchen. But this is where we're at. So that's this cupboard done. I'm happy with all the shelves, just bar one, which will need to be thought about. I think I'll check through those plates because we might not need them all. So I need to be careful not to throw things out. And I think that's quite important about decluttering, is not to get carried away and throw things out that actually could be usable. And there's all these everyday occasions. So that's why I've got this good access to the ones there. And then there are the occasional. So if we were to think about that, those plates, they sort of need to go down in this very bottom one here. I think my next sort through, which is regular in this cupboard because we need the space and we need to store the things in here, so I do go through this one quite regularly. I think the next time I go through this one, I will have a rethink. And I think I said that earlier, didn't I? That those things have been there for a while. They haven't been used, and if the next time I come they're still there, then they need to be going, and I can move those plates down to there. And you also need to go through those plates as well. But other than that, I am quite happy. So there you are. That's all the decluttering completed. Now I'm left with what to do with the leftover items, whether to take them to the charity shop, put them in the back of my wardrobe to look at for next year, um, give things away. But what I do is the excess stuff, there isn't too much because I do it quite regularly. I put it in the back of my car. So that's what I do. What do you do? Let me know in the comments. And look out for my next video. It's not part of the 3 series, so it's not Decluttering 1, 2 and 3. It's a follow-up to Decluttering. I think you might find that quite interesting. Decluttering the mind. Yeah, fascinating book I've been reading, so I will share that with you. Take good care, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.